Charlie Parsons for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrate and live on DAZN. Mr. Spencer Brown, we're here up in Morecambe. The Stomping Ground. Gareth, not again. Gareth, not again, mate. Oh, here we go.
But can I just say something? You've got a Culture Terrorist t-shirt on, so you both look like a pair of football hooligans. He's got Stone Island on. I mean, I'm not being rude. No, I wasn't.
Are you recording this?
We are.
I wasn't a football hooligan, I just know them all.
Go away, I'll interview him. Go on.
Right. You jump in then. I'll take the chair then.
Jump in with this.
Go on, I'll jump in.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right, this is fun. We've got Gareth and Spencer. Why not kill two birds with one stone? Fun little press conference today, lads.
I'll tell you what I've learned today from this press conference, that all these guys have really been doing their homework behind the scenes, not just on the history of the cruiserweight division, and I don't want to say that I can see what's going on, and I don't know, but there is a very clear game plan going into this fight. The research has gone on, everyone's primed. I found that absolutely everyone's on the money.
We haven't left a stone unturned,
exactly,
to be honest.
Exactly.
You know, Tyson's very, very. I don't often see him this focused, and all of us are focused because we've all been given a kick up the arse from what happened last time by various people, and they're probably right. So we really need to be on our game. But he's very focused. Like you saw, he's bringing his dad in for extra work and to push everybody, because look, he's not just on his own here. He's with three people from the undercard, three fighters from the undercard. They're all pushing each other. He's bringing we bring some other sparring partners in who'll push again. But don't forget, we're not even looking at the sparring for the next week. His eyes are still a little bit red. We're monitoring everything. The food's right. The chef's on everything. The everything. We've not left a stone unturned.
I like Big John's input as well.
Fantastic.
Playing bad cop.
It's fantastic.
Hang on, we might have a very cagey boxing match here that might go 12 rounds. That might be he's already said to me, it could be a controversial draw. And I've said that to you in our conversation.
Yeah, you have
and
actually.
There are lots of opinions about what might happen.
I think I've seen 30, like I said on that, I've seen 30 or 40 different opinions, which is great.
It is great. They're both undefeated.
They're both
champions in their own right.
Correct.
They're both at the peak of their powers.
Yeah.
This could be the most, in a way. We're set up for two fights, aren't we?
Yeah.
We've just heard His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, who, let's be honest, has literally just made a statement to the world that Tyson Fury is one of the very great reasons why Saudi Arabia got involved in this. Is that fair?
I'm going to tell you something now, yeah. I'm going to tell you something from when I was, from being probably the first person to step through the door, the first person they came to, right? It was all Tyson Fury. But you have to realise you can't dance on your own. It's impossible. You can, but you look stupid. So you can't dance on your own, and you've got to have dance partners. And for Tyson, there is very few dance partners. We have one of the best dance partners. He's fighting at this fight. I'm expecting to win this fight.
And then go again.
Then go again.
7 to 10 more fights.
I don't know about that.
No, but that's the mark of how much His Excellency loves him.
Listen, he's not just a. This is not just about boxing. This is about. This is about Tyson Fury, isn't it? And how he is with everybody. And
the Tyson Fury show.
Love or hate him. Yeah. Well, we used to call it the circus, but it's a show. And love or hate him. He's British. He's exactly what we need and what we want for boxing, isn't he? Would you agree with that?
I do, and I think
I think Anthony Joshua is exactly the same.
We needed a shake-up for this current heavyweight division. The fights weren't happening. Money, timing, and ego. I've had this conversation publicly and privately with you many times.
And then the boxing angel walked in the guise of Turki Al-Sheikh and his crew and his team
the paradigm
and
completely.
Saudi Arabia and MBS and everybody walked in and took over boxing in 6 months.
And anyone that's got anything negative to say about it, and I'll say it now, they just do not get this sport, and they don't get what His Excellency and his team are trying to do, which is say, we see what you needed, we're going to give it to you, we want to be a cultural sporting superpower, and we can invest and give the fans what they want. I know you can't talk about it necessarily at the moment, but let's talk about an investment in September. There's bigger things going to be happening.
We've got a meeting this week. We've got a big meeting this week. You know, where everybody will find out, and hopefully we'll shock the world again. And I think we will, because he's not letting up, this guy.
Let me just interject quickly. I remember I've spoken to Gareth about it numerous times, and when I've spoke to you, I think it was out in Thailand, I said that it always felt like there would be a way that if they did a show that came to the UK, they would still be able to get the Vision 2030 across, everything to do with the Saudi tourism and everything. Quite clear it would be a Saudi Arabian event. You'd have everyone involved, the ministers, etc. And you can still do the same amount of publicity. They're now seeing that themselves, which is really refreshing.
Very refreshing, and you know what, the Saudis, not just Turkey Al Sheikh, the Saudi Arabian people are fully behind it. Did you notice that when we was over there, everybody's behind it, and everybody's behind MBS, everybody's behind Turkey Al Sheikh, and they appreciate what we're doing in the country. You know, it's fantastic. It's so nice.
And from a media perspective, as a kind of senior guy in the media, if you like, I've been there 6 or 7 times now, and the resonance of change is there. It's not just in the bubble in the fight world either.
No.
It's when you go out, it's when you meet people, when you go to a shisha lounge in the evening, when you go and eat. People, like, you know, I've seen you dress like a sheikh, but when I'm wearing the headdress as a scarf, people appreciate it.
I love it.
It suits you, it doesn't suit me, but people appreciate you being there. It's a time of great change, and I think we're very privileged to be witnessing it.
Look, I mean, today we spoke to Turkey Al Sheikh and said, would you come and do an interview at the presser, or the press day?
What, you tried to get him to Morecambe, did you?
Yeah, well, no. I don't,
because we've all driven 5 hours.
I think he'd be a bit shocked. I think he'd be a bit shocked. But look, he said, look, gracefully, Spencer, I'd love to do it, but I can't because it's Eid Mubarak.
It is.
Which is it's their Christmas day.
It is, exactly.
So for him to break with his family and to make that announcement is incredible.
It is their big holiday. Eid Mubarak, to everyone as well.
Dear.
Yeah. No, you're right. It is the fact that he wanted to have a message out today, and
it's incredible.
The passion. I was sitting with a group of journalists over there, and I turned to them. I said, "Listen to the passion of that man for what's going on here, for their investment and their interest in boxing. It's not, I'll let them get on with it over there. I want to be a part of it."
You know what? It really grieves me. I see people saying, "Oh, there's not a great atmosphere." Well, I went to the last fight and there was a massive atmosphere. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it was fine.
The atmosphere was great.
It's just different. It's different. But it's only the 3rd big event we've had there.
Correct.
You know?
I'll just add, if I may, when you go to Saudi Arabia, we have to accept different cultures, right? They don't drink. When we're in the UK, stadiums of people drinking beer, getting pissed, and of course that adds to the atmosphere. It's going to be a little bit more tame, but that's because of a different culture, right? And we have to accept that as well.
We do. I've talked to Spencer about this. I've worked in Japan before on the UFC events, and you can have 25,000 people in the Saitama Super Arena, and during a fight you can hear a mobile phone. No, you can hear a mobile phone going off or ringing, and there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't have to be the atmosphere of a football ground everywhere. It doesn't have to be, and it will be on some occasions. When Fury and Usyk fight, there'll be a lot of travelling fans. I think there will be a lot of noise at this event.
There will be a lot of noise
because
we've got a lot of travelling fans. Actually, we've got a lot of travelling fans at this one, and we're over the moon. I think Saudi Arabia are over the moon. We're taking a lot of people over.
When I saw Tyson a couple of weeks ago at the Manchester United game, he said he didn't need to be ready. He'd had a long camp. You're allowed to give yourself a bit of time off. You don't want to burn yourself out. You can't be at your peak forever. He now looks like he's straight back in it. He had that time off. It was clearly good for him. Like you say, still a little blemish.
His self-belief is second to none. It's something that not many people have, and I think that you're going to see something now that we haven't. We probably never. This will probably be the best Tyson Fury we might see.
That wouldn't surprise me. I'm looking at the back of his head over there. I was looking at the shape of his jawline. When Tyson's in great shape, his head looks very thin. His body's always big. He's probably about 19 stone a bit at the moment. That's a great weight for him. He's got a great engine. He's a much bigger guy than Usyk. Like you say, the disappointment. I didn't ask you. I speak to you regularly, obviously, because you're one of the kingpins in his camp, and we've known each other a long time, and there's trust within what we do. I'm an insider in the sport, and I ask you things. And with Tyson, you told me when he was preparing before he cut his eye that he really was looking amazing out in Saudi Arabia.
He was,
had
but
to
he's
deal
a
with
different
a lot
level now.
And that's what I was about to say. This feels like a completely different. The level of confidence that's oozing from the team is completely different to that then. And he's dealt with that disappointment.
And I think from what happened with Ngannou, I think that we've all had a real good kick up the arse, and I think we maybe all need it because we all got a little bit complacent of everything. And Tyson,
that's an admission.
Yeah, and I think
that's an admission.
Yeah, I think so, and I think you've got to be honest and say that. And a lot of criticism we took maybe was right. Some of it wasn't. Some was a bit harsh, but we're all big men and we can all take it on our chins. But look, you've seen him. Everybody's seen him today. There's a lot of doubts. There's a lot of people on the internet and on.
They always will.
Yeah.
Tyson's always delivered when he's had to in his career.
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed, and I've been around him since the beginning.
Look, he's undefeated. That says everything. That just says everything.
He's always delivered. When he's had knockdown against Steve Cunningham, when he scraped through against John McDermott, when he came through after being knocked down and rose like Lazarus against Deontay Wilder, coming back in those two fights, the things he's endured, the 28 stone back to 19
Was it
stone.
divine intervention?
Well, he's here for a reason, isn't he? I've been on
Obviously.
tour with you, where half the audience of 1,000 people are there for mental health and the guy's storyline, not his boxing.
Correct.
Half the people follow him now because of his storyline.
Correct.
Not his boxing.
Correct.
No?
Correct.
I'm going to hit you guys with one more. We know that the Saudis have got a lot of commitments, and I feel hey, you guys have jumped in. This is
Stone Island
absolutely incredible. We've seen Anthony Joshua say he's only got 2 years left. Now, we've spoke a lot about if there was ever a time to do it, and I know there's a 2-fight deal, but if anyone was going to do a step aside and if it was to happen, it would be the Saudi. After hearing those words, is there more incentive than ever if AJ really does have 2 years left that let's get this fight made as soon as we can?
If AJ keeps winning and he keeps having big fights, he'll keep going. He's only Tyson's 35 now, isn't he?
Tyson's 36, isn't he
36.
now? 36. So they're all in the same. They're all in the same. They're all in the same. There's a year between them all. All the big guns. Usyk's 37 actually. He's nearly 38. Tyson's 36. Anthony Joshua 35. They're all around that area. The young man of the bunch is Joe Parker, 31.
Who feels like
Daniel
he's been around
Dubois.
longer than all of them.
Yeah, Daniel Dubois. So they're the young kids on the block. Now, will he have 3 or 4 more fights? That's debatable. I think he'll have 3 or 4. Sorry, excuse me. Will he have 7 fights? Very debatable. Will he have 3 or 4 more? Yes, certainly, definitely.
Biggest and best only.
Yes.
Charlie, I got to go because I'm just going to do a sit down with
Right.
Mike.
Thanks, mate.
With Tyson. Thank you.
Spencer,
Cheers,
just
mate.
1 or 2 more
go on then.
from me. I suppose now things are back underway. When will he go back out to Saudi Arabia? Like I say, seems really focused, really happy with how things are going.
Yeah.
Everything be ready, no worries about the cut or anything going into this fight?
No, look, it was a little bit pink last week. It was still, so we've had to do, we're still doing body sparring and, they're doing a lot of punch work and whatever else they do. But we will have to start sparring very shortly. Yeah, we've got some terrific sparring as well. Some world-class sparring.
And just finally, I know I mentioned the AJ one.
Yeah.
Do you believe that we see Fury AJ in the next?
Most definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely. I'm looking forward to it because they're both 2 lovely big men, aren't they? And look, 2 lovely guys. They don't. They have a bit of banter with each other. That's all it is banter. And we've got everything to look forward to, haven't we?
We've had an incredible start to 2024.
Oh.
Do we think the second half is going to be even better?
I think. I said it last Christmas. The Christmas present we're going to get, and I think Turkey Al Sheikh will give us an even bigger present for this year. So we've had our Easter present. So what we're going to get for our Christmas present again? Then he's probably wrapping it now.
I know. Well, we look forward to it. Spencer, as always, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.